Excited today to have a USA Today bestselling author of contemporary romance, fiction, and even young adult novels. She's back on Author's Note today. Tif Marcelo is a veteran U.S. Army nurse and a best-selling author. Her list of credentials is too long to list. Actually, we'd be out of time. It's very impressive. So welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
So as a veteran and a mom and a nurse, I mean, your credentials, like I was saying, when I read about it, I just think it's so rich and so, there just is so much to pull from. How much of your background do you bring to the romances that you're writing?
I bring so much of something into each of the books that I write, and I think it's kind of unavoidable. Even though I'm not writing about myself per se, this is about bringing in life experience. It's bringing things that I have seen in the world or what I've heard in the world, and kind of crafting that into a novel that I hope will resonate with other people.
So, and you have quite a few. We're on your site, and there's a lot of different things to choose from. But let's talk about the very newest book before I sometimes get off track. And I want everyone to know you've got a new book out. Was it yesterday? It's the beginning of a new series for Harlequin. Talk about that.
Yeah, so my newest book, I'm so excited. It's called the Second First Date. It is the first book in the Single Hearts Club series, and I really wanted to explore what single parents would be like when they date. And this is about a bunch of parents who are in a PTA and who are trying to manage their life and finding love at the same time. And this specific book is about Frankie, who's the PTA president, and Ty, who is the new to town veterinarian, who have a first date that is so terrible that it ends in 30 minutes. But their matchmaking kids step in and they kind of move things around, and then you'll just have to read the rest.
I was reading some of the reviews, and one of the reviewers says, I love the little parent trap element of this, with the kids kind of rooting for the romance. So,
Yes.
and I always like to let people know when it comes to romance, if you're a romance reader, if you haven't tried any Tif's books, what do we got here? Sweet, spicy, closed door? Where do we fall on the very large spectrum of things you could be reading about in a romance?
Yeah, I always like to gauge it in jalapenos from 0 to 5, and I would say this is a 0.5 to 1. This is very much closed door and really focuses on the inner feelings and emotions and a lot of tension more than anything. So any one of my books are within this level.
And it's a perfect kind of, there's not a beach on the cover that I can see, but it is like one of those books that you pop in your bag, go on vacation. You're not going to feel stressed. You're just going to have a smile on your face when you're reading, which I think sometimes we need that in today's world.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Harlequin mass market paperbacks are smaller, as you can tell behind me here, and they are perfect. I can literally read one and turn it with a thumb, and it's beautiful to read because it's nice. It's still about 300 pages, but it is quick, and you know exactly what you're getting, which is a happily ever after.
I love that. That is, when we look at your website, you've got the Harlequin romances, you've got also women's fiction and young adults. So there's a really diverse amount there's something for everyone that you're putting out, which I think is, to you, so amazing, the amount of talent, the creativity that you're bringing those stories out. But you also do a podcast I wanted to touch on real quick. Talk about Stories to Love.
Yeah, Stories to Love is really just a passion project. And what I started it during quarantine because I was really looking for that inspiration, and we weren't able to go out and see folks at that time. And I continued on. There are some moments where I'm posting or when I'm airing a lot, and some where when writing is really taking over, that I probably do an episode every 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks, but I'm still bringing in authors, still reading books, and I'm really focusing on those books that I love as soon as I read, and I just hope that that author will jump on the podcast with me.
Same here. That's why we invited you. I love
Yes.
your work, and I love all the Tall Poppy's work as well. I do want to always mention when we have authors on, do us all a favor and follow Tif Marcelo on her Instagram or Facebook. I just followed on Instagram because that's the best way to, when she has a signing and a new book and all the different things that she's doing, it's the best way to follow. So make sure you follow her on Instagram. Also, you're a Tall Poppy author, so all you have to do right now if you're at home is put your phone on the screen right now, and you're going to be connected to wonderful groups of women, all authors of all different genres, and Tall Poppies is the way to go for a great read. Thank you so much, and good luck on the new book, and thanks for joining us today on Author's Note.
Thank you so much.
All right, after the break, it's the newest talk show focused on the journey of aging in America.